Hey guys, my name is Ray, and today's the day that we have a fun live stream, and I think it's gonna be a little bit more easygoing today. Um, yeah, man, I just came out with a bunch of energy there, right? Well, I basically wanted to go over some of the videos that I did this week because I have gotten a lot of feedback and a lot of people, thoughts and whatnot. So I thought it would be fun to go over it live with you guys. Then on top of that, I have some sad news. I did a video for it earlier on season 8 of Game of Thrones, which really sucked. And yeah, man, we have a ton to go over. So I just wanted to say what's up to some of the people in the chat. Sam, shout out to you. Thrones VOL, Stacy Smith, Marie, thanks for joining. Big E, good evening as well. And yeah, man, like I said, it's crazy. This, like, do you guys realize? What's up to Sir LT Giles? Yo, do you guys realize how close we are to Game of Thrones season 7? Like, legit, we are like right near Game of Thrones season 7. It's crazy how close we are. And if you're not hyped for that, I don't know what will make you hype. I mean, I legit am getting more and more anxious because I know all the stuff that I'm going to be doing during the season, but just that I want to see the episode so much, man. It's like, I don't know. My friends say it's an unhealthy relationship, me and Thrones. What do you guys think? Let's see who else we got in the chat. Rich, shout out to you. Thanks for joining us. Nah, yeah, man, but I don't know. Where should I start? Where should I start? Thanks to Herb Coswell for joining us. Iron Throne. I know 5 weeks. Oh my god, I'm just so freaking hyped. The more I say it, the crazier it gets. 42 sleep, says Throne via exactly. You go to sleep 32 more times, and it's a wrap. That's it. Game of Thrones season 7 is finally here. And I don't know. Should I start with the bad news? Because we did get some really shitty news, and it really upset me when I heard this like 2 days ago. And it is season 8 of Game of Thrones will be delayed until 2019, possibly. It's still not 100% concrete, but it seems to be that they are very much in the back D&D, and for some reason they have not even started writing the season. And this is something that I really wanted to talk about live today because like I said, I made a video. You can check it out. But I made a video and I wanted to talk about this because to me it is just insane, right? It's just crazy, the fact that we have heard since the end of last season, season 6, that Game of Thrones season 7 and 8 will be 13 episodes, and that the producers, D&D, or the showrunners, had this vision of 73 hours of television. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I cannot be like, oh, well, I don't even know what the story is, but I know I have 73 hours worth of footage or story. And it just really irked me when I heard this. Like, it really pissed me off. Because I'm like, how is it that you don't even have anything written out? You don't have any scripts or anything. Yet you're telling everybody that it's 6 seasons concrete. Like, it's set in stone, 6 seasons, and that's all we're going to get. I just don't believe that. I don't understand that. To me, I just can't fathom it. I mean, it was just the other day that we freaking got a trailer for Game of Thrones season 7, right? So what makes them think that now it's all good and stuff, like to be like, oh yeah, we don't even have the freaking scripts or story, made? I was like, what the hell is wrong with these people? Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Do you guys think that it's realistic for the showrunners to say we have 73 hours of story and they haven't even finished writing the story out? It's very interesting because I've seen a lot of you guys give feedback in the video. And basically what I see, or for the most part what I've seen, is a lot of you guys think that they just can't push the story without George R.R. Martin. Let me know in the chat what do you guys think about that, because I do think that that might have something to do. It's just so odd to me that, I don't know, that, you have 73 hours of footage or story that you want to tell 73 hours, yet you don't even have it planned out, I guess. I don't know. It's just crazy to me. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Yeah, I pray too to R'hllor and all the old gods and all that good stuff. It's in 2018, but I don't know. I do blame George R. Martin, Murray. I agree with you on that because I do believe that they are trying to give him time to release the next installment so that they could get it as accurate to like what they're supposed to do. So like the story in the books and the story on the TV show kind of meet and are similar. I think that it does, like a big part of it I think is because of George. But I don't know, man. It's crazy. Like, and I love George R. R. Martin. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But it's just crazy. Let's see. Q&A. If you could choose a character from Game of Thrones to be a guest character on MK, who could it be? Either Jon Snow, Jaime, or Arya Stark. MK on MK. I don't get what the MK is, Herb. You gotta let me type in there, and I'll get back to that. Yeah, I honestly agree with you, Marie, on that as well. I do believe that the Winds of Winter is not coming out anytime soon. I believe that he has kind of, pushed a little bit back everything that he's done, right? Like, I truly, truly, truly believe that George is a bit, he hit a writer's block a bit. You know what I mean? I think that he's having issues, and Biggie says, "Stop hating on George R. R. Martin." I'm not hating, bro. It's real. I mean, it's like a real thing. I remember hearing that he did, I think, a Theon chapter, and he was like, "No, wait," and then he went back and redid it, and he just thought of it totally differently. Shout out to Amber Muse. Thanks for joining us. Ida Niles. Thank you for joining us as well. Oh man, it's funny how I was thinking about what picture I should put as a thumbnail for my Game of Thrones delayed video. I thought about Catelyn crying, like, right before they killed her. I thought about the Oberyn, Alaria, Sand. I thought about a bunch of thumbnails, and then I just thought about a photo of me like crying as a baby. That would have been funny too, but then I would have a hard time getting that off the internet. But yeah, Herb, I didn't understand what the MK was. Not yet, but let's see. Q&A. Top 200 favorite characters. Iron Throne. Yeah, I. Let's see. The author published wild cards, but not wins. Oh, shaking my head. I mean, I just asked myself, why did he like have to do so many other things prior to finishing this series? Like, if you were him, you would think that, oh, I need to finish this book. And and the crazy thing to me, the funny thing is that he gets upset when people say he might die. I mean, he doesn't look like the healthiest person out there. Mortal Kombat. Okay. Alright, so Herb's question was, if you could choose a character from Game of Thrones to be a guest character on Mortal Kombat, who would it be? Me, either Jon Snow, Jaime Lannister, or Arya Stark. If I had to choose a character, it would be the freaking Mountain, because Jon Snow is not going to go up against any of those characters. Have you seen some of those fatalities? Ugh. Jon Snow would not fare well in that. Alright, let's see. We need more than 7 hours in 2 years. I'll go nutty. Yes, I agree with you, Amber. I mean, 7 episodes, about an hour long, of Game of Thrones over like 2 years. That's crazy. And I understand the whole, it's funny how they're trying to code it like, oh, we're making it all cinematic, it's gonna be dope, it's gonna be beautiful, it's gonna be the best thing ever. Don't buy the hype, people. I mean, I'm telling you, don't believe the hype. I mean, the hype behind it is that, oh, they're gonna make this great show, they're gonna make it, for all we know, we might get like Lost, or we might get like Heroes or something, like a really shitty ending to the story, and then George will probably drop, and then like we'll never get the story. Even though I've heard he told someone how it ends. I remember reading that he never liked children or other people finishing other people's work. So I don't know how it'll end, man, with George. It really sucks. Mortal Kombat, Ramsay Bolton. Yeah, that would be interesting. I would just choose Ramsay just to get him killed. Alright, let's see. The real reason he stalled, he ran out of food descriptions. Are they gonna have Gendry create cool weapons and armor while at Dragonstone? Now, Amber, you did bring this up, and also when I read about the sad release date, I did read about something. It's not anything really spoilery. It's like if you go from 1 to 10 on the spoiler, this would probably be a 1, and it's not that big of a deal because even I saw it. I'm avoiding spoilers, so don't freak out, people. Don't freak out. All right. So I was reading that the people at HBO did this like press thing that they allowed the press to see some of the filming and some of the behind the scenes stuff. And basically this isn't a spoiler. Everything that they saw, isn't really that big. So don't freak out on me, people, again. So they were talking about one scene in particular, and this is one scene that I think this is a scene where I think that they'll be talking a lot of things that are coming. This scene in particular right here, I think that this scene is where this happens. But this is what is said in one of the opening scenes for Game of Thrones Season 7. I remember off the top of my head, I'm not sure if it's verbatim, but this is how it goes. Dragon glass is more valuable than gold. Now, that is something I could have told you guys, right? Everybody knows dragon glass and Valyrian steel are very valuable. And I like I said, this is like a very, 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 very minor spoiler. It's not a big thing. But one of the opening scenes of the series, of the season, I believe, says this: dragon glass is more valuable than gold. And that is referring to Jon Snow talking to the lords in the north. And this is where I basically think that, it's going to lead Jon to leave Winterfell. And we recall Stannis did tell Jon basically that dragon glass was found on Dragonstone. So that'll be interesting within itself. Another interesting thing is that they also released a photo. Game of Thrones, they released 3 photos. 2 of them were basically from different angles of what we already saw, but they also released a photo of Thrones. Yo, that's a full spoiler. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, and for myself or for anyone else. Like, I've seen some crazy photos out there, like little miniature photos, and I just avoid it. But they released this photo of Sansa, and I believe it's from the same scene right here. It's the same scene. You see her in the back, and basically she's just there listening to Jon. Jon is talking to everyone, and I believe that this is where he tells them, that they need the obsidian and dragon glass, and that he needs to go out and get it. So that got me pretty hyped. I started thinking about maybe how valuable, like what value would dragon glass actually have in Westeros when everybody truly finds out that the White Walkers are coming. When they realize that dragon glass could kill a White Walker, how much value do you think it will actually have? I'm very interested in seeing what you guys think of this, because that is a supposed line from the show, and I was curious. I was like, yo, more valuable than gold. What do you think? How much would a person have to give to get some obsidian or dragon glass? Yeah, Thrones. I truly do avoid it, though. I'm not going to lie. I have avoided a lot of spoilers. A lot. I've only seen maybe out of the 100 things that came out of 7 episodes that they filmed this season, I've maybe seen 6 or 7 things. So most of my videos is just me winging it and me guessing what I think based off of what I know and what I've read or whatever information I know. I really have avoided spoilers, legit. I mean, I was spoiled last minute by the scene where we see that Rickon is killed in Battle of the Bastards. Like, the week before that episode aired, I was spoiled. I was like, why? I was expecting it. I was like, it could happen, but I didn't know it was really going to happen. So it really, really sucks to me. I really avoid spoilers, and I would recommend everybody does too. Dragon glass is going to be useful, so much more than gold. Like, what the fuck can gold do to a White Walker? We don't know. Someone has to go up and stab them with a gold dagger. Batman. It's interesting. Sam Flanagan says, What about Dragonfire? Now, I have a video coming up on the White Walkers. I think I'm releasing it maybe Tuesday. I'm not sure, not 100, or maybe even Monday. But I do think that the Dragonfire will come big. I don't think that it would affect the White Walkers. Like, I just don't think, because to me it doesn't seem like there's anything specific that like makes it bigger or better than regular fire. Like, we see that wildfire even burns like a different color and whatnot. And yeah, you could say dragons are magic and whatnot. I still don't think that it'll have any effect, because if that were indeed the case, the dragons could just do the field of fire all over the whites and the White Walkers, and then it'll be done. You know what I mean? So I don't think that it'll have like any effect on them. All right, let's see. Dragon Glass, I think White Walkers will be attacking. So how much value do things have in an apocalypse? That's true. I mean, it really, that's one of the things I like about Game of Thrones. It's like all these lords start up very high. You know what I mean? They start off having all the power in the world, these 7 or 8 families, all the control in Westeros, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know what? Let's knock them down a notch. Let's knock them down a notch. And then like next thing you know, they have these bastards, cripples, and broken things. Like me and Kyle were talking about the other day on the previous live stream. You look at the 3 kings and queens or whatever. You could look at them, not even the 3. You could look at the Night King, Cersei, Euron, Jon, Daenerys, all of them, in some way or fashion as like a bastard, a crippled, or a broken thing. It's like, or they at least see themselves as that, because you look at Euron. Euron has like a chip on his shoulder that he wasn't, the one leading the Iron Islands, which I've always found interesting, because he's so like famous within his people, within the Ironborn. Then you have Cersei, who Cersei has always wanted to basically be, I wouldn't say she wanted to be a man. She wanted to have the power that men around her had. So, she has that chip on her shoulder. You look at Daenerys. Daenerys opened the series very, very badly. Viserys selling her off like she was a cow or something. You look at Jon, he's a literal bastard. And then you look at the biggest bastard of them all, the Night King. He's like in something thing, you know what I mean? He's like in the Lands of Always Winter, like for however long the show or the books want to put him. He's just there chilling, waiting for his time, waiting, like, you know what I mean? Being an afterthought. So it's really interesting when you look at him like that. Wonder Woman is good. Just got home. Oh, really, Thrones? I have not seen Wonder Woman. All I've heard is really good things, so I probably might check it out sooner than later. Let's see. Yara has the same chip about being a girl. I mean, I think that it's not just because of being a girl. I just think it's the thing that they're not respected for their merits. So, they always have like this thing that they want to like prove that they could do anything a man could do. So I respect it. But it is annoying when sometimes people let their, like, for example, Cersei has let that influence her in like really bad ways. So when it influences her in like a negative way or in a negative light or something that, like, for example, she wanted to be the one to run shit through her children. Hey, don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? They're her children. But look at where she is now. She got what she wanted. You know what I mean? Do I think it's going to end well for her? No. Hey, shout out to Adonam Ice and Fire, Valar Margulis. Thanks for joining us, bro. Let's see. All right, this is a question from Amber. If the White Walkers can't cross saltwater ocean, can't we all sail across the narrow sea and be safe? I mean, it's really interesting. I was seeing some episodes a few hours ago of season 6, and I saw the last clip of the cave for Hold the Door. Oh my god! Every time I see that episode, it makes me not like Bran. But I was seeing that, and it just seems like Bran is destined to let the White Walkers pass. Like, this is already going to happen. There's no way around it. So I don't think that. I think that even if you go beyond the wall or whatever, I think that I think that even if they go beyond the sea or whatever, I think that they'll still find a way to get them. I think that they just want to be head honchos of everything, and I think that they're going to have a strong push. I don't think they're going to make it past the Trident, but you know, I only mention it right because it's the Batman coffee mug. Haha. Yes, my. Let me see. Let me put that up there. You see, whack, and then I got the little, Batman. I'm Batman. Will Arya and Gendry ever reunite and hook up? Personally, I think they should reunite, but I am split whether or not they will hook up. It's interesting because if it, like in the trailer, you see somebody that has a warhammer. I think that's Gendry, right? So I think that they put that there so that we could see it, we could get hype and whatnot. But if they do see each other, I think that they might develop into something. I don't know. And you know that he is the only like bastard remaining, I guess, in the show of Robert Baratheon. If in case they were wanting to like put or reinstate House Baratheon, even though I don't know if Dany would even want that, if they were to like reinstate that or whatever, I think that Gendry with like a union with Arya would make sense, like a marriage alliance or whatever. But I don't know how much Dany would go for that, after the whole last Baratheon Stark alliance. Hey, shout out to Talking Thrones. Thanks for stopping by. Ah, man, thank you, man. Yeah, doing these videos. It's crazy because I like doing the live streams now because I get to talk about everything that I've already talked about, and I get your feedback and whatnot. It's funny. I was working on this skit earlier. It didn't work out because I wanted to show you guys like something funny. But I guess I'll push that back for another day. Let's see. Burn them all. Burn them all. Of course. All right, let's see. All right, so let's go into, let's see. I wanted to talk about this theory because this, to me, is interesting. My channel had a bit of a soft streak, I guess you could say. And I wanted to talk about this video, right? Because I see that a lot of people have thoughts on it, and I would really like to see your thoughts live while I'm live streaming. So I wanted to talk about this, the unpaid sellsword. This is a video that I did basically talking about Bronn and Bronn's, and how Bronn might end up betraying the Lannisters down the line. And in the video, I talk about how Cersei and the Lannisters are hell in debt. We know that Daenerys and them are coming for the Lannisters, even maybe the North. And then you have the Lannisters, who seem to be a sinking ship. And I ask you guys, do you guys think that Bronn will betray the Lannisters, Jaime and Cersei? Do you think he will probably be a double agent for Tyrion down the line or something? What do you guys think about Bronn? I'm interested in seeing live your thoughts. So what do you guys think about that? Let me know down below what you guys think. Oh, thanks, Sam. Thanks, Sam Foggin. Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about maybe switching the layout a bit for the channel, but I'm not sure if I should keep this one, what up? So, the one true David Adams. It's interesting. Let's see. I honestly do believe that Bronn is going to jump ship because for my opinion and my thought, I think that Bronn like working more with Tyrion than he does with Jaime. And it does seem like the Lannisters really haven't been paying their debts. It seems like Jaime has just been like, egging him on, like, yeah, we'll give you what we promised. Yeah, we'll give it to you. We'll give it to you. I think that one day it'll be very, very, very sad to see him betray Jaime, but I think we're going to have a Tyrion-Bronn reunion. Oh, yes, Stacey. Of course, Bronn will wipe his ass with Jaime if it came down to it. No doubt in my mind. I think that Bronn, I think, will die this season at the hands of Cersei. That's from Herb Coswell. I do believe that, like I said, I think that Cersei is going to be very, It would be interesting because I had heard, I think that they dated, so it would be interesting if, she got to kill him. I don't think that she'll kill him. I think that maybe, he's gonna jump ship, or he might be like, damn, I should have worked with you. Or if he dies, like right when he's done, he might tell Tyrion like, damn, you little fucker, I probably should have stayed with you or something. Something really funny, something, out of the ordinary. Matador Studio says, nope, he will not betray the Lannisters. He is not a fool. I mean, he is a sellsword. He told Tyrion as much, you know what I mean? And if he sees that he could get out of it and make some money, I think he'll definitely betray. I think he would betray his mama, to be honest. I think he has alliances to no one. Amber Muse says he's gonna free Tyene Sand from Cersei and go fight with Dany and Jon and be Lord of Dorne with Tyene. Oh, that would be funny. Could you imagine Bronn with actual power? That would be ridiculous. And he would be like the sketchiest High Lord out there if that were to ever happen. Could you imagine him in charge of Dorne? Oh my God. He would just sell himself to anybody. He would have no alliances whatsoever. Let's see. Shout out to the one true David Adams in the chat. All right, let's see. So guys, I also wanted to talk about some of the other stuff that I did. I also did a video this week on basically Euron Greyjoy, right? And I think that Euron Greyjoy will be the one to burn the Red Keep because, I mean, why would anybody else burn it? I mean, in this video that I did this week, I talk about basically how I think that Cersei would burn it, but I don't think Jaime will allow her to burn it. Because I think that, the whole Valonqar thing will come to fruition. And the reason I think that the Valonqar will be Jaime in the show specifically, in the books I think it could be Euron, it could be anybody else. But in the show specifically, is because they removed the whole Valonqar thing. And if you left the Valonqar thing in the whole Valonqar part of the prophecy, I think that it would be telegraphing the whole theory. You know what I mean? The same is with Rhaegar and the House of the Undying. You wouldn't show that because you would know right away R plus L equals J. In the books, they give you like a fuzzy imagery. Like they paint this thing out that makes you doubt maybe Ned is saying it completely how it was. So you can't, it's not the narrator is not 100% trustworthy. You know what I mean? But in the TV show, they cut out the whole Valonqar thing. And it's so poetic that Jaime would be the one to kill Cersei. It's not even funny. So I do honestly believe that Cersei will not burn the Red Keep. Then you have Daenerys. I don't think that Daenerys will do it because she wants the damn thing. She wants the Iron Throne. And plus she saw it. So she saw that there's just a bunch of snow. Nobody's sitting on the throne. I seriously doubt that she would she would burn it. You know what I mean? I don't think she would burn it. I don't think she would destroy it. Jon Snow would not do something like that. And plus, how the hell would you do it? You know what I mean? He would have to blow the whole shit up. And then you have the Night King. I don't think that the Night King will get to the Red Keep. I don't think he'll get to King's Landing, even though I know a lot of people want to see that. To me, it would be interesting if they did, because that would be like a massacre. That means that they killed everybody north of King's Landing. So I don't think that they'll get that far. I think they'll only get to the Trident. And in the books, there's something to support it. That Dany has like this dream that she was Rhaegar. She was flying, and basically she believed that she was Rhaegar. Instead of on a horse, she was on a dragon. And when she burned the usurper, which in her mind is Robert, she doesn't know that they are the White Walkers. The usurper could be the Night King because he's trying to take everything. They melt away. And then she says that that's how it should have been. So I think that they won't get to King's Landing. So the only person to me that is psycho enough to maybe burn that bitch is Euron Greyjoy. I think that Euron Greyjoy is going to burn the Red Keep. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Let's see. Yes, exactly, Stacey. I agree with that. I think it's going to be, if I can't have it, no one can. Burn it down. And when I was making the video, I forgot for a split second that it wasn't Theon that burned Winterfell, who was Ramsay. But I was even going to use that. I was like, yo, look at the Greyjoys. When they don't get their way, they burn things. Ida Niles says, I think Cersei would burn it if she was losing it. I think in my video I do say that she is the most possible way of it going down, because we saw her burn the Sept of Baelor with all her enemies in it, right? But I just don't think that Jaime would allow it. I mean, he killed the Mad King that he was sworn to protect over, innocent people. I think that he would kill Cersei or stop Cersei from doing something like that. And the way that he did it in with the Mad King is he killed the pyromancers and he killed everybody then he killed the Mad King. So I think that he would do the same thing. I really don't see a scenario in which Jaime would allow that to go down. Let's see. Q&A. Will Dragonfire accidentally set off the rest of the wildfire? An interesting thing that I also mentioned in that video is that we see the dragon flying. We've seen the dragon flying over King's Landing since season what? Since season 1, I think it was. It was pretty early. I don't remember what season it was, but I don't. To me, I have this scene in my head. I think that scene is in season 7. The dragon flying over King's Landing. I think it'll be Daenerys flying over it, so that the people see that she's like, you know what I mean? She's in Westeros, and to get the people hyped and the people talking about her. That's what I think it is, because we didn't really see anything in that shot in the first season or whatever season we saw it. So I think that will happen this season. We will finally see that. Also in the flashback with Bran, when he saw the Mad King, we do see Drogon flying through like a stormy sky. So that would be interesting too. Those are 2 scenes of dragons that are not acquainted, like they're not accounted for. So I would be very interested in seeing what exactly will happen with Drogon in season 7, because we got to get that scene. Because Drogon doesn't look very big in that scene, and it looks like it's a stormy, it's like dark clouds and whatnot. I'll probably do a video on that or show it in a future video. But to answer your question, Stacy, no, I don't think that it'll set it off, because like we saw in the Sept of Baelor, it was under the Sept of Baelor. I don't think that the wildfire would be out. Now, if the wildfire is out and there's any dragons around there, yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. If there's any scene where a dragon or torches or anything, because Dragonfire we saw is very flammable, very explosive. I definitely see it going down. All right. Another interesting thing that I wanted to talk about was this scene right here with Daenerys and them. I'm pretty sure that Davos is in this scene talking directly to, Daenerys and Tyrion. Like, how crazy must it be? And I think this is Grey Worm there too. But how crazy must it be for Tyrion to basically make or help Daenerys take down his house, his whole family? To me, that's crazy. That's like one of those things in the trailer that I saw. I was like, damn, it's going to get real for Tyrion this season. Like, to me, it's crazy because family is everything, right? And then you have Tyrion and he's just like, yo, knocking the lion down. I'm like, shit, man, he sold his family out. Let's see. I have a question here from SM Down H9. Q&A. Do you think Dany is attacking Casterly Rock for Tyrion to have it as his home? And he is her new hand of the queen. To me, this is like a favor to Tyrion or needed for strategical place of attack. What I think is, I think that if you recall in season 6, Dario did tell her to take Casterly Rock, and we saw that Robb also had it. So I think it's more of a strategic thing, and I think that if you recall, I forgot with who exactly Tyrion was talking. He was like that he didn't think that he was a lord anymore. He was probably like a bastard. He was disowned after killing his father. I honestly think he would take it if Dany tells him to take it. but I don't think that he wants it because of the history and all of it behind it. You know what I mean? I mean, if they take Casterly Rock and all they have is King's Landing, oh man, the Lancers are effed up. They fucked. I really don't think that they wanted to lose that one, but I think they will. And I think it's more of a strategic thing because a lot of people tend to believe as well that, you know, all the gold in the mines of Casterly Rock and whatnot. So it makes sense to go there first. How do you think we'll sit on the Iron... Who do you think will sit on the Iron Throne at the end? Oh, man. I have a video that I've been working on for a while. It's basically on Sansa. And my first thoughts on it is that Sansa has the most possible claims to land just based off of, like, association and family bonds and ties, right? So you have Sansa, she's a Stark. She's a Tully. Her cousin is Lord of the Vale. Her husband, by the end of the story, might be the only remaining Lannister. So if you count Westeros as 8 lands or 8 kingdoms with King's Landing and all of it, basically Sansa has a claim to 4. And I'm working on this. I'll probably have it up by the end of the week. But to me, Sansa has basically a claim, or she has the support, or could have the support of 4 kingdoms by the end of it, if there's no one else to oppose her or anybody who, you know, brings the people more together or whatnot. Oh man, Janos Slint will sit the Iron Throne. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, man, but I think Sansa has a really good chance. I also think that Jon could be thrusted into it. I just don't think that Daenerys is going to sit on it. I really don't think, because if you look at the House of the Undying, she goes out to grab it, but she never sits on it or touches the throne. So that's going to be huge. What's up with Jon and Peter? Oh man, that scene is like my favorite scene in the whole trailer. That scene with Jon and Littlefinger, man. This scene right here. It comes from Amber Muse. She's asking, what's up with Jon and Peter? This scene right here, man, I'm telling you, it has me super, super hyped. Look at that face. That's when you know Jon Snow ain't nobody to fuck with. Like, I am really, really excited for that scene. I just hope that Jon Snow, for the most part, doesn't do it and then end up like Ned, because we saw that Ned also did that. Eddard did that to Littlefinger, and it didn't end up well for Ned. But I think that Jon is a bit more on to what, you know, Littlefinger is and who he is. And like I said in my video, I did a video like back in August, on Littlefinger being killed by Arya. And I'm not sure if it's been confirmed or like, I've been seeing a lot more people that buy into that thought, but I've thought that Arya is going to be the one to kill him. So I think that Jon Snow is just, you see that line when he's saying like, your brothers are dead, your father's dead. I think he's speaking to Jon. I don't think he's speaking to Sansa or Arya or any of them. I think he's talking to Jon, and I think that he's sneaking into the crypts of Winterfell. That's where Jon chokes the shit out of him. Because I honestly don't think that Jon knows to the extent of how bad Littlefinger is, or how poisonous he actually is. But I think that with Arya, with the whole, you know, being able to pick up on lies and you know, any little thing that he does weird, she'll pick up on it. If you look in the photos for the Entertainment Weekly pictures or whatever that they released with the cat's paw, that's how I also did a video on that, basically talking about how I think Arya would get the cat's paw, or when she'll get it, about it being like when she's ducking under the bed. I thought that was like her finding maybe something, or looking in Peter's room when she already makes it to Winterfell, because I think that she is going to make it to Winterfell. Let's see. Oh, that's funny. Sam Flanagan says, Amber, that's Littlefinger bonding with Jon. Oh man. I've had people write me telling me in my comments telling me that what if that's Littlefinger telling Jon about his true parentage, because Peter Baelish does seem to know something more than he's leading on. I just hope that Jon kicks his ass, man. Let me take a toast to you guys in the chat. Thanks for joining, everybody who's watching. Oh my god. Yes. Oh my god. That is hilarious. Stacy Smith says uh, to watch the Seth Meyers video where he takes Jon Snow to a dinner party. Oh my god, that is freaking hilarious. It's true. That is so freaking funny. How much of a bummer Jon Snow might be at a dinner party. If you guys haven't after this video, check that out. It's so funny. Sam Foggin says Q&A with all the bird links to Peter, his sigil, and the bird he gives to Sweet Robin. Do you think Littlefinger will fly through the moon door? Nah. I just don't see. Like I said, I made a video Arya killing Littlefinger when was the season? I made it I think like in August or in July. This is like no spoilers. I had nothing. I just me putting it isn't probably gonna go down as I said in the video, but I had a feeling that Arya, because Arya said she was heading north, and I'm telling you, Arya is gonna be the one to kill Littlefinger. It's not, and I don't know why people say Sansa. Littlefinger has done a bunch of stuff to Sansa. Yes, she did. He did the whole Ramsay thing to Sansa too. But guess what? Sansa said, yeah. Sansa accepted it. I know people might not like that, but he said, if you don't want to, I won't force you. And he, she said, yeah, okay. She listened to him. She thought she could manage Ramsay, and guess what? She wasn't able to. Peter didn't know what he sold her into. So I still think that Arya knows and thinks already, or maybe might suspect of Littlefinger, more than even Sansa does. Like, you know what I mean? I think that, he was in Harrenhal with Tywin. Arya was there. They were plotting against Robb. She's gonna be like, oh, why is this dude here? No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. Alright, let's see. Khal Drogo versus Ramsay Bolton. Who would win? Are you kidding me? Yo, there are very, very rare people who could kill Khal Drogo. Like, an infection killed Khal Drogo. That was what killed him. But, like, in battle, yo, bro, very little people could kill Khal Drogo. Ramsay couldn't kill Jon Snow. Like, not that he couldn't kill Jon Snow, because Jon Snow's a pretty badass fighter, but it never occurred to him to shoot at his foot and then shoot at his head or something. You know what I mean? Jon Snow just kept catching it and then just beat the shit out of him fist to fist. I mean, he doesn't seem like a very much fighter. It would have been an entertaining fight, don't get me wrong. But no doubt in my mind, 100% Khal Drogo would whoop that ass. Let's see. Jon and Sansa know Bran is still alive. So if Peter is saying that line, that means that they did not tell him. So I guess Jon and Sansa are learning to be smart. They knew Bran was alive. They knew. A lot of time has passed since the whole, since Bran going beyond the wall. And the White Walkers are beyond the wall. They know Arya's alive. They don't know that Bran is alive. That comes from Sandra S. They might know, that he might be somewhat alive, or he could be alive, but they don't know it for sure. They don't know that 100%. So it is interesting that, they maybe shut their mouth on it and they didn't tell, Littlefinger about it or anybody, but I'm pretty sure that they might think that he might be dead. You know what I mean? Let's see. Like with me, the whole thing with Sansa, I have a video done and made, right? It's like a bit of a rant on Sansa. Or not rant, it's just it's like me saying all of Sansa's mistakes. And then I was gonna make and then I have the Sansa having the claim, so it'll be like a sweet and a salty video on Sansa. So I'll probably release it still, but I kept thinking about maybe I shouldn't, because I go in on Sansa. And I know that there are some real Sansa-loving people out here. Like, you know what I mean? It's just that Sansa reminds me so much of her mother that it just really irks me. It really annoys me. I wish that she wasn't so annoying to me. But, it is what it is. I know. Seven hells. It's 102 degrees here in Vegas. Hey, at least you're in Vegas, right? I mean, over here it's pretty hot too. Next to me, I have my mug, my ice, my water, my everything, and the ice is melting like hell. I wish winter was coming. Let's see. Q&A. Would you rather fight a bear-sized goose or a goose-sized bear? Yo, geese are fucked up. Like, I've seen some funny attacking geese. Like, geese will attack you, and they are, like, badass. So, I think I would prefer to fight the smaller ones. Fight a bear-sized goose. No, wait. Geese are pretty big. I don't know. That's a no-win question right there. I mean, I think I'll lose anyway. I'm a big dude, but I don't think that I want those problems. I'm not about that life. Goose-sized bear for sure. I mean, a goose-sized bear would be like a dog. Yeah, you could kick it, but it has big. I don't know, man. What question have you given us, Sam Foggin? All right, let's see. Q&A. What is your opinion on John and Danny being enemies at the end? John controlling the others, and Danny going mad. Ooh. I did last season buy into the belief that maybe Daenerys might be a bit crazy because of her speech to Dothraki. If you look at that speech again, she's talking about crazy shit that a cow would talk to or talk like. And she's talking about burning, destroying, and I'm like, hey, yo, chill out. Like, so I do think that Daenerys could always, she's always like a slip away from going mad or crazy. But then you have Jon Snow possibly being with the others. I don't think that both things will happen. I think that only one, if anything, would happen. And I think that it's more possible that Daenerys will go crazy and Jon will have to put her out of her misery or something. But I don't know, man. I think that it would be an interesting bout. Wait, Todd Fowler says, besides Jon and Tormund, who else do you think will be the Magnificent Seven? I have no idea what the hell that is. Magnificent Seven. Let me know what that is. Or what you're referencing there, because I don't know. Alright, let's see. Now, I have a question for you guys. This is in the chat, right? I want to see exactly what you guys have to think about this. I want to see, what do you guys think might be the break the internet moment this season? I did a video talking about some possible break the internet things that I think could happen, or what might be the break the internet thing this season, because last season we got a lot of insinuation that there would be one moment that would break the internet in season 6. Now, we did get a bunch of really cool things, but I don't know if any of them would break the internet. To me, the only one that probably would have broken the internet, or you could say broke the internet, was Hodor. Like, that shit scarred me, man. That gave Game of Thrones some... Ooh, man, that gave it levels. Like, Hodor dying was messed up. Like, that really made you think, like, what the hell am I watching? So, I think that was the break the internet thing last season. But what do you guys think is the break the internet moment this season? Do you think that there is anything in particular? Do you think it's Danny and Jon possibly meeting? Do you think it's a Stark reunion? Do you think it's the wall coming down? Do you think that it's, I don't know, some type of marriage, a red wedding? What do you think? Let me know in the chat. I would be very interested in seeing what you think. John, all right, we have Stacy. Stacy says, Jon fights out, R plus L equals J equals him. Oh, that would be interesting. That would be extremely interesting to me. I think that, for the most part, Jon finding out would be huge. I just don't know if it would be, like, break the internet huge. Because we already know. It would be like, oh my God, he finally found out. He finally found out. But I don't know if it would be like the world will end. Like, you know what I mean? Like, crazy, crazy. I think they would be dope, though. I want to see him find out. If he doesn't find out who his parents are, I'm going to be so freaking mad by the end of it. If Mira dies or Arya dies. Ooh, that is interesting, Marie. Marie says that. If Mira or Arya dies. I don't think Mira will die because I think that they're already going to be below the wall. And she probably might just dip. Or, you know, I don't know. She probably might be tied at the hip with Bran. So she probably will die eventually. I just don't think she'll die this season. Arya, I've always said that I think she possibly very much will die. So don't hate. It's not hating. It's for real. Let's see. All right. Amber Muse says a Dragon Pit meeting. All right. A Dragon Pit meeting. I mean, I just think that any meeting or anything like that would happen would have to have like a crazy amount of people. Like, you know what I mean? Like crazy amounts of people who are very popular. And I just don't know how many characters they would put in one place. Because every time that we have more than like 10 important characters or 5 or whatever, they tend to be all dead by the end of the episode. So it's not good to have a lot of characters together. Herb Coswell says, break the internet moments for me. Jaime and Cersei, Targaryen confirmed. Also, you think that they're Targaryens. That would be interesting. Very, very interesting if they ended up being Targaryens. John finds out Rhaegar's still alive. Wow, you really are going like over the ledge on the tinfoil. Let's see. Arya and Gendry reunite. Jon meets Dany. The wall falls. Arya dies. I'll drink to that last one. I think Arya will die. Like I said again, it's not hating on her, but I think that it will break the internet if something like that happened. If Hodor broke the internet or like shocked everybody, I'm pretty sure that Arya dying would do a lot more. Let's see. The Night King taking control of a dragon and destroying the wall, most likely. I did make an Ice Dragon video. I think that he might, you know, take... I don't know if take control, but I think he might revive one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they have, like, some ice harpoons or some shit, but... Poof, right through the eye. Like, Aegon the Conqueror's sister wife in Dorne. Knock that motherfucker down and then ride him. So I definitely think that could happen. You think Rhaegar is the elder brother in the Quiet Isle? Nah, Rhaegar's dead. Even though that whole all the rubies on his armor was like a big thing, I still think that Rhaegar's really dead. Alright, let's see. The wall coming down, says Ida. We see Howland freaking Reed, says Marie. That would be interesting. I don't know if it would break the internet, though. Because we already did see him at the Tower of Joy, so we know he exists in this world. Alright, let's see. Alright. Oh, snap. Alright, there we go. What you got? I'm copying some of the questions so that I could get back to the questions. So if I don't answer the question right away, I'm just copying them down, you know what I mean? And then I'll answer them as when things slow down. So don't worry, guys. I'm here. I did say that I believe that Arya will die. But I don't know if she dies season 7. I think that the break the internet moment this year will be the Stark reunion. That's what I think is going to get. The Stark reunion and the wall falling down. To me, those are like the biggest events that I think might actually happen. Stannis walking around the crypts. I don't even know what. Like, how would that even happen? Let's see. That is a good one. Sam Foggin says, break the internet if we find out what kafefi is. Or what kafefi means. Yeah, man. Jesus. Benjen taking on the Night King to save Jon. That would be cool if they were to, like... Because we know Jon is beyond the wall. We know that Benjen is. I don't know if anybody who's in the chat... Don't put spoilers. I don't know. That sounds like something that could really happen. That's why I just freaked out. It freaked me out once I read it. Let's see. Yeah, I do agree. If John or Danny died, it would break the internet. Runaway Lady says Arya will either die or go adventuring west. Yeah, because she did ask the whole "what's west of Westeros," whatever. So it would make sense for Arya to go that way. So let me answer one of the questions I have here. So the first one is, what part of Westeros is in the trailer when the Dothraki cause in the trailer there is no snow, so winter hasn't come there yet. I think that very well might possibly be the Reach, or it could be either the Reach or or the Westerlands. I think that it'll be like right between there, because it seems that there is a big battle, but we saw the Unsullied in Castle Rock. So if I were just to guess, I think that, maybe they might try to overtake them from the Reach, and then, through King's Landing and River Run and all that other stuff. So I just think that it probably might be the Reach. That's probably why we don't see much snow in it. But it also looks like in Castle Rock there's no snow, so that should be interesting as well. Let's see. Next question. Do you think Winterfell has Dragonglass in the crypts? Maybe the children gave the Kings of Winter some, like they did at the Wall. I mean, the Crypts of Winter, man. The Crypts of Winter is one of those things that you're just like, there has to be something more to those crypts, right? Like, it just can't be like some place to put dead people, in my opinion. It has to be something huge. I think that the Crypts of Winterfell does have something. I just don't like. Tony Teflon had a good thought, and he did some videos on this. I remember seeing it like a really long time ago. But he had the thought of maybe something like proving Jon Snow's parentage in the crypts. I think that it might be something more lines of that. But it would be also be interesting to see if for any chance, there is something to fight the White Walkers, because, like you said in how you phrased your question, right? The Kings of Winter, and what comes with winter, the White Walkers. I've always found it very interesting and very intriguing how the Kings of Winter, the Night King, then everybody has associated that winter comes with the White Walkers and whatnot. How they bring like that winter and that stronger. Or how? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that the White Walkers bring the winter, or they just come with the winter? Let me know in the chat what you guys think on that. Because I do not think that I think that they have been waiting for winter to come, and that's what I think. But it's also intriguing to see like what the relation is between them, right? If it's like, if it's the Kings of Winter have some associated with the Night King and the White Walkers. That's one of the things that I want to know. I want to know exactly more on who the Night King was before the Children of the Forest turned him. That's one of the things that really intrigues me, and I would really like to see. All right, let's see. Herb says, last question before I have to go. If they did a sequel spin-off set 100 years in the future, or even further in the future, a la modern day version of Westeros, would you be okay with it? Ooh, that is interesting. I think that I would be okay with anything that they would put out Game of Thrones until it was bad. You know what I mean? I personally would like to see something good thrown out there. If it's something that sucks, I don't want to see it. You know what I mean? It would be interesting to see like how we hear of Aegon and Aegon's children, and then we hear all of their like the whole Targaryen line. How we hear how they fucked up, how they did good and whatnot. It would be interesting to see like how our current characters, their family lines, or how they influence the world, even if they did. Like, do you guys think that Robb, Joffrey, and all these kings will be remembered as this big thing, like 100, 200, 300 years from now? Like, to me, that would be interesting as well. You know what I mean? So it really all just depends. You know what I mean? how good or who makes it. If George writes it, it would be dope. But he has enough on his plate, so I don't know who would even make that. Runaway Lady says Nymeria is returning to the story. Dot 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 dot. Are they going to kill her off too? We don't know, or at least we don't know that 100%. So I don't think that they would kill Nymeria off because Arya is like the most legit Stark in Winterfell. She's like in the books they describe her looking as Lyanna. Lyanna was full on Stark. We know that Jon and Ned, they're described like, you know, having those really Stark features, like those really strong northern features and whatnot. I think that Arya will have her direwolf, and I think that Ghost won't die either. I think that the direwolves we have remaining, I think will make it to the end of the story. I don't think they'll die. I mean, this is an interesting question from Todd Fowler, right? He says, if Jon is a Targaryen, how come his hair is black? I don't get it. Now, you make a good point, because we know that the seed is strong, is a big theme in the beginning of the show, but I forgot what's his name? Damn, I forgot the prince who died in the Dunkin' Egg series. I forgot. There was also one Targaryen prince who was, you know, kind of like indigo, like, you know, he had that little tan complexion. He was a little bit darker. He had the Dornish features, and he was half Dornish and half Targaryen. So I mean, you know, you could just, I guess, flip a coin and it'll come out, you know, how it's supposed to come out. But for the story, I think it's good as a plot. Like, it would push the plot more if you didn't know Jon Snow's parentage. So that's why I think the whole purpose of it all. But I mean, it's funny how Stannis and and what you call it, Lord of the Vale. Damn, I forgot. We're shitting on the Baratheons, on Joffrey, Marcella, and Tommen for being blonde and not having dark hair, and then they cast the Princess Shireen Baratheon as a blonde. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, those are the little things that the show messed up. But yeah, I mean, I think that it helps the story. You know what I mean? I think it pushes the story forward a bit. Yeah, Megan Smith, I totally agree. Jon is, and he looks like a Stark, but he is half Targaryen. At the end of the day, he has it. And like, damn, I forgot his name. If you know in the chat, let me know. The guy who died with the spear in the back of his head from the Dunkin' Egg series, who was Prince, the Crown Prince of Dragonstone. He was like half Dornish, whatever. I think his dad was Darren. Darren, was it his dad? I don't remember. Damn. Let's see. All right. I think I have another question here. Wait, let's see. If this is the last question that I have saved up. If Arya dies, I will not watch the show anymore. I don't remember who wrote that, but I mean, it would be sad. I don't know if I would stop watching the show, because that's what made me fall in love with Game of Thrones. The ability that they have of killing people off. So that's pretty dope to me. I've always loved that. Baylor. It's funny because I thought Baylor, and then I was like, no, Baylor is the religious one. Yes, that comes from Carrie Neves or Neves. I don't know. I was about to just put that like Spanish for some reason. But yeah, it was Baylor. Baylor was half Dornish, half Targaryen. He was the son of the first union between Dornish and Targaryens, and basically he came out looking Dornish. So, you know what I mean? It really just goes down to 50-50 genetics. You know what I mean? That whole one gene is stronger than another. Yeah, you know what I mean? Let's see. Yes, Baylor Breakspear and the Duncan the Small were both Dornish in appearance. Duncan the Small. Sam Foggin says, is there anything that could happen to make you stop watching the show? Yes. Yes, I think that there are things. Uh, I just don't know exactly what they are, but I think that there's any. Of course, there's things that would make me. I don't think that if you kill one character, it would make me stop watching the show. You know what I mean? I would probably be like, I'll stop watching the show. Oh my god, I hate this. But I wouldn't honestly stop watching the show. You know what I mean? This, yo, Thrones is a way of life. I mean, you know what I mean? Thrones is life. So I just don't see myself stopping it like halfway. Now, any spinoff, sure, but I've invested too much time in this not to see it through. I mean, there have been some really, like, I'm lying. You know what? You could kill a certain amount of characters off, and it will, like, kill me. Like, the only way that I would stop watching a show is if the show continuously kills my vibe. Like, if it makes me feel bad or guilty, I will stop watching a show. If I get depressed watching a show, I will stop watching it. I'm not sure for people in the chat who have watched Skins or people who are viewing have ever watched Skins, like the British one. Oh my god, that show had me messed up. It had me fucked up. I'm sorry that cussing. Yo, it had me messed up, Skins. And it's because they would just like randomly kill characters that you love. Like, you know what I mean? You get endeared with a character and they would just like kill him. And that's not even fucking real life. Like, I understand in the world of Westeros why you would kill certain characters. Like, I could see why Oberyn would die. I could see why Ned would die. He was gullible. I would see why, like I said, Oberyn. He was like too confident, I guess. Same with Khal Drogo, overconfident. Jon Snow, gullible. You know what I mean? Cool. But like, you have people like smoking a blunt and just like, and then they're dead. And then like you have people getting killed. I don't want to spoil Skins. Just don't watch Skins. Don't watch Skins. It's freaking depressing. Like, I'm telling you, man, Skins had me messed up. Like, I'm not even joking. Skins had me all types of fucked up. If you do not like getting depressed, do not watch Skins. Skins is just one, oh man, I'm telling you. And it's funny because the actor who plays Gendry, he's I think in the first two series, I think is that they call it, like the first two chapters. But man, I'm telling you, man, it's just like, it sucks. It's really bad. It's depressing. So that would make me stop watching Game of Thrones for sure. Skins is the best. Skins, I will give it a go. Thanks. I'm telling you, oh man, they make you love these characters, and then it's just like, it goes to shit, man. It goes bad, man. I think that Skins is on Netflix too. I'm not sure if it's on YouTube, all of it, but I know that it is on Netflix. That's where I saw it. I wasn't able to finish seeing the last season because I looked up if anybody dies, and then somebody dies, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna see it. I'm not gonna see it. So I just stopped. Yes, Gilly. There's a couple of Game of Thrones characters in there. Gilly, Gendry. Damn, I remember. Gilly and the actor who plays Gendry, they're both in Skins. But it's like a youth. I don't know, man. Just don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't listen to me. Don't watch Skins. All right, let's see. Like the Warlock said in season 2, with Drogon in the world, there's magic grows stronger. I think the Night King's magic grows too, according to the show. It's interesting though how they completely cut the whole Warlocks out. You know what I mean? Pri and whatnot. It's also interesting to me that they're in the Forsaken chapter, which makes you think like, you know, with the whole Euron and religions and shit. To me, it's interesting to see how they, because that's one of the reasons why I think the show is going to be delayed. Because I think that they're trying to make it so that George can help them adapt whatever the hell he's changing. Because I said this a while back. I honestly, 100%, and I'll probably make a video on it. I honestly believe that George R. Martin changed the end of the story. I think that the story is not going to end how he thought it was going to end when the show started. I 100% believe that. The show is heading in a different direction than the actual books, and that's why I think he's rewritten so much. Because remember, the show came out when A Dance of Dragons came out. So basically, all this time, he's had to write The Winds of Winter, and he's has yet to release anything. So I think that he's changing the ending of the whole series. Hopefully he's not. But I honestly think that something's not right with it. I don't know. Really truly believe that he changed the original ending of the show or of the story. Sunflower, I would stop watching if you killed any of the following characters: Jon Snow, Dany, Tyrion, or Arya. They are my favorite characters. If they die, it needs to be the last episode. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, but you have to kill maybe one of them. You know what I mean? Let's go by this. One has to go. All right? Let me know in the chat. One has to go. I want everybody in the chat to let me know right now. One has to go. Jon Snow, Dany, Tyrion, or Arya. Who bites the dust out of those characters and why? Let me know in the chat. I want to know that right now. Let me know in the chat. Who has to go? If you have to kill one of them off, Daenerys, Jon Snow, Tyrion, or Arya, who would you kill off? All right, let's see. Oh man, Arya killed by the Night King. That comes from Pooh Bear with me. Thanks for joining us, Pooh Bear. I think I haven't seen you in the chat, so thanks for joining us. Let's see. So we have Pooh Bear says Arya. Let's see. Todd Fowler says Daenerys. All right. Let's see. Oh, thanks for subscribing. Thank you so much for subscribing. Yeah, that's one of the cool things about it. Like, you know, for people who are new to the channel, when you subscribe, you get a little shout out here. Wait, over here? Yeah. Or whatever it is on the screen. But, all right, let's see. Dany, Arya, Dany afterwards, so Magic could die. Let's see. All right. I mean, I think that if you were going to have one of them die, I think that Dany might be the most plausible one. Then I think Arya. And then, because, like, for example, the way I see it, for certain characters to die, they have to be in a position to die. No, you're cheating, Don Willie. You're cheating. It's not Sansa. It has to be one of the four. Of course, Sansa. I would choose Sansa over any of them. All right, let's see. Dany. Let's see. Sansa, Dany, Arya can go. Leave my Jon Snow alone, says Megan Smith. I mean, I think that Jon Snow will make it, because why bring him back? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's cool, the whole, you know, Prince that was promised thing, whatever. Just a bit funny. I don't think that Tyrion will be in a position to die. Yeah, I see Mom Toga says Tyrion. Bran dies and all the magic dies with him. I mean, I could see why people would say Bran or Dany, right? Because they have the whole magic association thing. But I just think that they're not like realistic. I think Bran will die. Because I did a video after the whole... I've done like a couple of videos shitting on Bran. I think that Bran is no bueno. And Don Willie has a video on that too. You should check his video out on it too. Don Willie has been saying for a while that Bran was like a time traveler. If you haven't, you should check his video out on that. Yo, I'm telling you, if it is like Don Willie says, what if, like Don Willie says, this dude has been like going through time, fucking shit up. What if this dude is like whispering in the Mad King's ear? He has to die. What if Bran has caused everything that has happened in the show so far? That would be crazy. All right, so let's see. I don't think Jon and Dany both make it. My wish, Jon makes it. Arya's death is foreshadowed, so Tyrion makes it, I guess. And then we see Pooh Bear with me says, or Dany or Jon by a Nisa thing. I mean, I think that Jon Snow is Lightbringer, so I don't think that Nisa necessarily is Danny. I think that Jon Snow and the whole Rhaegar Lyanna thing already embody everything that needs to go down for Lightbringer to be Jon. So I'll probably go into that in the future. Let's see. Let me go down. Oh snap! Don Willie says that his next brand video is gonna blow your mind. I mean, I like the last one. I think the brand, if Brand right now currently in the story isn't a bad guy, I think future Brand will be bad. I think that he's evil. Like yo, he did. You saw what he did to Hodor? Damn, that that's fucked up. That's messed up. All right, so let me go to back one of the questions. Do you think we will see Rhaegar in season 8? That was a question asked earlier. I do not. I think we might see Rhaegar. It's just that it's been so hard and so ad lib about like casting. I remember hearing this dude from, I forgot the boy band. Some dude from some band there was saying that he was like, he hinted at that he might be on Game of Thrones. I doubt that that was true, but hopefully it's not that he's playing Rhaegar, because then he spoiled it. But it would be dope to see Rhaegar. I really want to see like the battle at the Trident. I would love to see like a full-fledged part of him, if Robert and Rhaegar going at it on the Trident, and then him like beating Rhaegar. I would love to see that. But I don't know, man. It should be crazy. What if Rhaenys Targaryen's cat is controlling everything? I thought that was a real question for a second too. All right. Have I heard KFC's new intro? No, I'm not sure if it's. Is it the Cloisters, Clams, and Cuckles one? I love that one. That one is freaking hilarious. Oysters, clams, and cuckles. It's just hilarious, man. I freaking. The first time he showed you, he let me hear it. I was like, oh, and then I just kept saying oysters, clams, and cuckles. All right. I'm back on the chat. All right, let's see. Do you think the direwolves will be a big part of the wars to come? I do believe that they will have a big part. I just think they will be a big complementing part to their like owners. So like, let's say for example, Ghost will help Jon Snow, and for example, Nymeria would help Arya. That's how I see it. I don't think that they will have like an individual story or purpose. I think that they will complement their owners. Yeah, I had to pause. I had to mute the whole thing because one of the things of living in New York, I guess, is you get a lot of sirens passing through your blocks. All right, let me get see the. If George R. R. Martin made so many changes, is the show a reflection of those changes? What I think, it's interesting, right? Because I think that the way that I see it going down is I think that George had a vision for the show, right? It played out a certain way on screen. You know, he was like, you know what, I can maybe one up this. And then I think he was like, let me go back and change it. And when you pull on that one thread, you know, like that t-shirt, when you have that really cheap t-shirt and you're just like, damn, if I pull on this string, and you pull on that string and that whole shirt goes to shit, that's what I think happened with George R. R. Martin. I think that he legit started pulling on little things here and there and messed everything up. he did that whole aria. Stop it! You're ruining everything. That's what I think. You're spoiling everything. I think he legit. I honestly believe that. I think that he legit messed up everything by changing some things, and then he's like, you know what? I have to change this. Wait, this will be better. No, wait, this will be better. This will be better. So now I think that he's just stuck with a really hard thing to make. I mean, when you look at how many characters A Song of Ice and Fire has, yo, like I started hearing the audiobooks and I was like, damn, this is a lot. Like if you're not a reader, A Song of Ice and Fire might not be for you. Like, you know what I mean? It is a lot to take in. And I think people forget that. A Song of Ice and Fire is a lot. And I'm not like, let's say for example, when they're like I do theory videos on the books, because sometimes things pass over me or whatnot. I'm just a huge fan, and I just love everything A Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones. But like with me, the thing is that I like the way I look at it is I'm like, how crazy must it be for George to set up from 1997? Hold the fucking door. Like, just let that sink into your head. If that is indeed in the books, hold the door. Yo, think about that. Hold the fucking door has been one of the. That's like one of those secrets that you wish you never knew you needed to know. Hold the door is ridiculous to me. When I saw that, I was like, yo, George is a genius. George R. R. Martin is a genius. But then it also came to me that I'm like, he's never gonna finish The Winds of Winter, because now everybody is waiting for these payoffs in the books, and they're just not coming fast enough. Let me see. All right, so let me take a question from Phil H. Who wants to go deep, like the bottom of the crypts of Winterfell? I think a great other is imprisoned in the deepest part of the crypts. Ooh, that would be dope. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there is a part, if I recall correctly, that is like caved in of the crypts. I don't think that they're going to get that far in the crypts because, for some odd reason, they've kind of like avoided going deep into the whole lore of the crypts of Winterfell. To me, like, it's interesting that they really haven't digged in on that. It would be interesting. I mean, as of right now, I've heard everything from dragon eggs, Rhaegar's harp, Rhaegar's armor, a freaking sword, Lightbringer. I've heard Rhaegar's bones. I mean, shit, I've heard a sleeping dragon under Winterfell. I don't know how the hell that would happen. So, I mean, it would make sense that they might have like a dead body of a night of like a great other or something. I don't know. It would make sense. You know what I mean? At this point, I do agree with you, Pooh Bear. With me, it would be interesting also to see like an animated version of Game of Thrones. I would be so down for that. I would be down, like really down to see that. Hell, I mean, I've seen some episodes of the Star Wars, Clone Wars, Rebels, and stuff like that before. I love watching animated stuff. I mean, I know a lot of people watch Rick and Morty. Cartoons aren't necessarily for kids. I mean, I watch a lot of anime. Not a lot of anime. I watch Dragon Ball Super, Naruto, and all that good stuff. So I would definitely love to see an animated Game of Thrones. That would be dope. Over 250 individual character voices in the audiobooks. I don't know how that old man does it. What's his name? Royce Dotrice? I forgot his name. But he's crazy, man. I don't know how he does it at that age. It was funny seeing him as a pyromancer in season 2. Let's see. Couldn't agree with you more, Runaway Lady. Hold the Door is genius. Agreed. I like that was, I'm telling you, it's dope. I want to see how George puts it in the book. Pooh Bear with me says, Rays or Don, do one of you think there's something of Rhaegar's in the crypts? Like I said, Tony Teflon did a video about Rhaegar's harp. It would be interesting to see like if he left his harp before going to war, and I give Tony credit for that one. It does make sense because you would need something to prove his possible parentage. You know what I mean? Like, look, this is from this, and yeah, a lot of people might say like, how does that even prove his parentage? Well, anything as famous as like Rhaegar's possession, like he left that with Lyanna, that could prove that could go a long way, man. And then you have Howland Reed and Bran backing it. I could definitely see something of Rhaegar's in the crypt, but I just don't think also how it would be in the crypts. Like, would it be like behind the statue? Would it be like, you know what I mean? Like in some special thing with John's name on it? Because who the hell is gonna open up a tomb? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't just randomly go opening up a tomb. You would be looking for something specifically. So Phil H says, Crypts theory: the temperature is cold, drafting up from the coldest part, no matter what time of the year, but the surrounding areas should be hot, as there are hot springs. I mean, it's still underground. I could. Wait, all right. I'm like, why is it? Why did it unfocus? All right. I mean, for the most part, I think that you do have. I guess you're right with the whole hot spring thing. It should be warmer because of the hot springs under it, but at the end of the day, it's still underground. You know what I mean? So to me, it's more interesting the cold part of it, right? I don't know. I would have to look more into it before I could give anything, but it is an interesting theory. You know what I mean? What if there is something odd down there? I just don't know why they would imprison it down there, though. You know what I mean? Is it? Do you think it's like a hostage White Walker, or maybe like the Night Queen or something, like the original Night Queen? That would be dope. If it were like the Night Queen down there, and that's what has kept the Night King at bay the whole time, that would be dope. That's like real tinfoil right there. That would be dope. That, to me, if it were like the Night Queen down there and it's like a hostage situation with like the old Starks, and that's why there always has to be a Stark at Winterfell. Oh man, that's where that theory of yours comes into like that. You know what I mean? To me, it comes in dope there. If you have like reasoning why there must always be, because to me that's one of the things that has always stuck out to me, right? Why must there always be a Stark at Winterfell? That has always been crazy to me. I would love to know why that is. All right, let's see. Handwritten Ned Stark letter could prove it. Sealed, of course. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things that could prove John's parentage. I think Howland Reed would be like the number one thing to do it now, because I don't think that many people would be believing a kid saying like, "Oh, I just dreamt it. Oh my God, I'm a green seer. I'm like this," unless he throws his eyes back or some shit. Do you think? All right, this comes. Do you think Ned would have told John about his mother if Ned got to see John again? I think he would have told him. He sounded very sad. Like, and it's interesting because Sean Bean said that, you know, George kind of like hinted at him like what he needed to do when he did that scene or whatever. So, to me it would be very interesting to see exactly, or to the thought of even thinking about what if Ned would have told him would have been interesting but sad, because Ned was robbing John of his decision to like basically go after his throne or choose his own life, even though it is to protect him. You know what I mean? And he did promise Lyanna to protect him. But I've always thought to myself, what was Ned's broken promise? Why is he haunted of it, of his promises to Lyanna, if he did what he said he was going to do, protect John? I think that he was supposed to put John on the Iron Throne or help John, you know, be known as Rhaegar's son or whatever. And I think that Ned didn't keep up that end of the bargain. But I have a whole video on that. It's called The Kingdom's Promise. It's like 2 videos. You should check it out. I had a lot of fun doing it. Let's see. Yes, I think it's the Queen, and that's why the others have not attacked, and the Starks are the guards. Like I said, that would be interesting, because it would be like hostages, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why they knocked it down. You know what I mean? That's why part of the crypts is like crumbled. Man, you're on some like real tinfoil there, man. All right, so let's see. Alicia Kingston. Thanks for joining us, Alicia. I was on Alicia's channel earlier. It was really dope. You guys should definitely check out Alicia if you haven't. She has some awesome live streams, fun live streams. It was, I think, top 5 swaggiest characters. You should check it out. Like, there's a couple of YouTubers in the chat right now that are really dope. You should check out Game of Theories with Marie. Awesome. I love her videos. You should also check out Donna Vice and Fire. Alicia Kingston, like I said, she has some nice live streams, cool people. Always enjoy, talking Thrones with them. It's always fun. But let's see. Handwritten song of Ice and Fire from Rhaegar. That would be dope. I mean, if you had, because Rhaegar and the Vision of the House of the Undying, it's the whole, and his is the Song of Ice and Fire. That would be really, really cool to me if we actually got a written song of the Ice and Fire thing, the whole Song of Ice and Fire, and to see what it means. Let's see. So what happens after Jon Snow finds out? Does he go for the Iron Throne? With Jon Snow, this comes from Todd Fowler. I mean, I honestly have always thought that Jon Snow isn't one of those type of people to seek power. If you look at even with the King in the North scene, he's thrusted into it. The Night's Watch, he's telling Sam, like, don't. And he's thrusted into it. He's voted into it. Of course, that's Sam, because Sam doesn't want, Gilly to be thrown out. But it's, Jon is a character that he provokes like that leadership. He has that leadership and people follow him. You know what I mean? So I definitely don't see him going after the throne, but I do see people maybe pushing him towards it after everything is said and done. I like that, Megan Smith. If you don't like this video, you support the Red Wedding. Yes, you do. Drop a like, people. If you haven't, just hit that like button. It helps the channel hell a lot. And, I'm grateful for it. Yeah, man, I'm looking scruffy. That comes from Z-Well Yums. Yeah, man, you know what I mean? It's interesting, right? Because it's getting hotter, but now all of a sudden I want to try some other stuff out with my beard. I don't know. Probably might trim this down and let my hair grow out on top. I don't know. It just depends. You know what I mean? What if during the long night they were able to capture the most important other, the queen, like a bee, the only female, and held her hostage in order to build the wall and keep the others in the north? Again, that theory sounds dope. I mean, I would have to look into it, you know what I mean, to see if everything squares off. I just don't think that they might do that in the show because they really haven't explored the crypts. You know what I mean? The crypts in the show has basically been non-existent. We've seen it like every season, I think, but they really haven't put much importance in it, and it sucks. You know what I mean? I wish they would. All right. Do you have any Winds of Winter book-only predictions? Let's see. Basically, if you were to ask me right now about the Winds of Winter and what I could possibly see for the Winds of Winter, you would have to look at the show, right? Because the show it's not the same, but it kind of, we are expecting it to go the same route. For the Winds of Winter, I do think that it'll be interesting. To me, one of the things that I'm most interested in is young Griff and Daenerys. To see how that plays out, right? With the whole young Griff thing. Because young Griff is not existent in the show. The whole Dorne thing is botched. It sucks on the show. So it really kind of deters you from making like a solid prediction. I do believe that by the end of the Winds of Winter, Daenerys will be on her way to Westeros. I do believe that. I don't know. I don't know if I have any like one solid. It's interesting. You made me like think. I want like a good one, because I could just say things that I think will be different from the show, but I don't know. I don't know if I have like one like mega theory. You know what I mean? I have to get back on that. I probably might make a video on it. Just that. Yeah. That's what I probably do. All right, let's see. What do you think about us having to wait until 2019 for season 8? Oh my god, I talked about this earlier and I actually did a video on it. So, if you haven't, you guys can check that out once I almost finish. But yeah, man, it sucks. I mean, 2019, if you really, realistically speaking, right? If you look at Game of Thrones, and let's say, for example, we finish this by August, and then we were to get, let's say, for example, the new season in like February of 2019, it would all be good. It would be great. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have any issue with it. Though, yo, these people around here are ratchet. If it comes out like February or March of 2019, I'm cool with it. 100% cool. Because if you really count the months, it would be basically the same as it happening now. Like, you know what I mean? We had, let me see, Game of Thrones finished, I believe in July last year. So, it's going to start on July this year. So, you know what I mean? We have like a year and like 3 months or 2 months. So, if it's like the same, it's still going to be a lot. Don't get me wrong. But if it's like in like those 2 months, like January or February, I would be cool with it. But anything past February 2019 to me would be like devastating. It would be bad, man. It would be so fucking bad. Oh my god, it would really be bad. Let's see. All right, so let's see. Where am I at? Well, I am in New York. I live in Manhattan. Yeah, so that's why, you know, you always hear like ambulances. You hear, sometimes you even hear people like yelling because New York don't know how to be quiet. So yeah, that's why it's always like a little bit like you might hear like a siren or whatnot. But yeah, man, it's crazy in New York. But back to the 2019 thing. Yeah, I think that it could be all right or it could be really bad. It could go either or. Jimmy Too Long has subscribed to the channel. Thanks, Jimmy Too Long. Thanks for subscribing. Hope that you enjoy the videos that I'll keep putting out. You know what I mean? It's always fun. Phil H is in Newark. Same shit over here. I mean, I'm telling you, man. Yo, being a YouTuber and living in New York is hard. That's all I could say on that. Q&A. It will stop in August. 7 episodes. That's 7 weeks. And it starts on July 12th or 14th. I think it's on the 16th, wasn't it? Yeah. So, I mean, it's still going to suck, man. It's going to be so bad. No, I'm lying. Last year it was in June. And we're going to get it in July. So it's going to be like well over. Yeah, last year we got it in, it ended in June last year. And we got it like a year and like 3 months later. So it's going to be crazy. It's going to be ridiculous. I do agree with you, Pooh Bear. I think that HBO is prolonging for some reason the show. I don't know why though. If you have so many possible ideas that you could do, just get working on that. The good thing is that, and this is for just some people, I personally enjoyed Westworld, and I know Westworld is coming out in 2018. So that's pretty cool for me. I loved Westworld. I really enjoyed it. If you haven't, you guys should definitely watch that show. It was great. I really liked it. Oh, man. Let's see. Any questions? Because I'm almost heading out. Let's see. Hi, Meriden Mormont from South Africa, Tennessee. Megan Smith is from Tennessee. Wow. I mean, anytime I hear anybody outside of New York watching my videos, I freak out. Like, I legit get super excited because it's like, I'm like, I know people from Tennessee. I know people in South Africa. How many people could say that? You know what I mean? So, any questions or anything, guys? Because I'm almost heading out. I've almost been on for like almost 2 hours, so I probably might cut it at two. Um, oh, Pooh Bear says Mets or Yankees, Yankees or day. This hat. The only reason I'm wearing this hat is because I have a red. It has like a red on it, and then I hate the Cavaliers. I hope they lose the finals. I really dislike LeBron, but I'm a Yankees fan for sure. I I'm a Knicks fan. That's another abusive relationship I have. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Yankees fan. A Giants fan. Rangers fan. All my New York teams. Much love. So there's a lot of people from Tennessee. Let's see, Florida, PA. Damn, there's so many people from so many different places. Let's see, Washington, Ida, Indy. Oh my God, I didn't even know I knew anybody from Indy. I know people from Indiana. Yo, I'm legit. I'm not even joking. I'll be like, and this is just me telling you guys. Of course, like I'll be like, yeah, it's cool. YouTube, I get to know people from all, yeah, Vegas. Oh man, Sambona. Oh man, that's what's up. You see, oh man, I'm telling you, it's just awesome. This is like really one of the cool things. Like you get to meet people from all different places, all over the place, all over the world. It's really cool. That's why I even do the live streams. Yo, and just so you guys know, I'm going to do a video, an update video on my channel, talking about what exactly I'm going to be doing on the channel, and how I'm going to be doing like my videos and whatnot, and what you guys could expect. I for the most part, am planning on doing videos on live streams on Saturdays. I am planning on having reaction videos during the week. I'll have them edited and cut and everything during the week. I'll have right after the show, you can come to my channel, and I'll try to have it out as soon as possible, maybe like an hour after the show airs. I'll have, my initial thoughts, kind of like a review, a recap. I did that all last year, and it was crazy because I had people like telling me like, yo, Ray, like, it's funny because I would have like 10, 15,000 people views on those videos, and then I would have people like, yo, Ray, where's your video? So I'll have that out like hotcakes right after the episode airs. It's gonna be crazy. And I also am planning on doing, let me see, like I said, the reactions during the week, previews, episode reviews, live streams, and I'll be having more guests. The only thing is that last week I had a guest. I had Kyle, KFC from Kyle's Fucking Chickens here, and my computer crashed because it was just so much stuff I had open to do this live stream the way that I do it, and it was crazy, but it's going to be awesome. So I'll have a video on that coming out soon. Thanks, Megan. That's awesome. To be honest, when you guys tell me that you like what I'm doing, or even when you guys tell me you don't like it, that's what really motivates me to do it, because it pushes me, it gives me that energy, and it shows that everybody likes what I'm doing. Let's see. So let me answer this last question I have. Will Danny and John marry by the end? I hope so. I don't know John to get with that 10-year-old Leon. I don't want John to get with that 10-year-old Liana Mormont, and those are the only women worthy of him. I mean, I don't think that John will marry her just because of the whole aunt thing. I don't know if John will roll like that. But for the most part, I think that I would personally like that. I like it when our favorite characters and important people get together. You know what I mean? I love power couples. Could you imagine, straight off the bat, Arya and Gendry, Sansa and the Hound, or Sansa and Tyrion, however you want to put that, or and then you have Jon and Daenerys, and you have like all these power couples, everybody united in the Seven Kingdoms. That would be dope to me. But I know you have to muddy it up a bit more. You have to make it look, a little bit crazier. But yeah, man, I think that it could happen. I don't know if it is going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm a bit But guys, I'm going to end it right here. Thanks for joining me. I will be going live next weekend at Saturday as well. I always go live every Saturday. So you guys could subscribe, hit the notification button. If you haven't, drop a like. Next week I'll probably have some more, structured stuff. Today I was just like, let me have some fun. Let me wing it with the chat. It was mad fun. And like I said, it's crazy seeing everyone in the chat. Thanks for coming out. I have some funny videos, some dope videos coming out this week. Like I said, I have planned one on the White Walkers. I have maybe possibly two on Sansa, and some other stuff out there coming this week. So it's going to be fun. As always, guys, it's a true pleasure. Thanks for joining me. My name is Ray, and peace.